everyone, happy St. Patrick's Day. Today I'm going to be making a nice Irish meal. I'll be making slow cooker Irish potatoes and Amish inspired lamb and mint hand pies. So what all goes into the slow cooker Irish potatoes? 2.5 pounds potatoes cut into wedges, and they suggest using russets and do not peel them. 1/2 cup water, 1/2 cup butter, which is 1 stick, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, 1 tablespoon dried parsley, 2 green onions sliced, 3 teaspoons dried dill weed, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon pepper. So let's begin. So take your 2.5 pounds of potatoes. These are russets. I washed them and wiped them off, and we're going to cut them into wedges. So in order to do that, cut your potato in half. And then cut each half into thirds. Alright, so we have our wedges here. I'll finish cutting them and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have my crock pot here, and anybody that knows me, I always put a crock pot liner in my crock pot. And if you notice today, I did not put a liner in there. Why, Sherry? Why did you not put a liner in there? You always put a liner in there, you might ask. Well, according to the recipe, after the potatoes cook, you need to drain the water. And so to me, it would be easier to remove the potatoes and dump out the water if there's not a liner in there. So I went ahead and I did spray it with a nonstick cooking spray. Even though it didn't even call for that, I do not want to do major cleanup. So I've got all my wedges cut up, and we put all the potatoes in the crock pot. I love potato wedges, and I love seasoned potato wedges. Alright, so my potatoes are all in there, and I may add a little bit more water than it calls for because that looks like that's pretty full. Next we'll add the 1/2 cup of water in there. And what I want to do is make sure the bottom is covered. I'm going to add another 1/2 cup of water in there. As long as you got to drain it anyway, I think that'll be fine. And for right now, that is all that we do. We'll add the rest of the stuff after the potatoes are cooked. Put your lid on. Turn your slow cooker to low and cook it to 5 to 6 hours. So I'll see you back in about 5 hours. What all goes into the lamb and mint hand pies? 1 pound ground lamb, 1 small onion finely chopped, 1 carrot finely chopped, and I just got these little packages of matchstick carrots, and I'll just be using some of that. 1 tablespoon flour, 1/2 cup reduced sodium beef broth, 1 teaspoon Dijon mustard, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 cup shredded Irish cheddar cheese, 1 tablespoon chopped fresh mint, and the recipe calls for homemade dough. I'll just be using the pie crust dough, so I am thinking it will take both of the pie crusts. If not, I have more pie crusts in the refrigerator, and 1 egg lightly beaten. So let's begin. So take a large skillet, turn your heat on to medium high, Add your 1 pound of ground lamb meat and cook until lightly browned, about 7 to 8 minutes. So the ground lamb is all brown. You want to drain it really well and then move it to a plate. Next, add your diced small onion and your 1 cup finely chopped carrot, and cook that for 2 to 3 minutes until they start to get softened, stirring occasionally. All right, so they are starting to soften. We'll take our 1 tablespoon of flour and stir that in and cook that for about a minute. And the flour will help thicken up the gravy. Then add the 1/2 cup of reduced sodium beef broth, the 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Turn your heat down to medium. Add your 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and your 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And cook that for about 2 minutes or until it gets thickened. And it's already starting to thicken. And I forgot to mention, add your lamb back in. So it is thickened and we removed it from the heat. And then we'll add our mint and stir that in. And then let that cool for 10 minutes. So it has cooled for 10 minutes. We'll add the Irish cheddar cheese and stir that in. And we'll set that aside. Take a baking sheet and either spray it with non-stick cooking spray or use a parchment sheet. I already sprayed it. And then set that aside. Preheat your oven to 400. All right, so you want to take your pie shell. It's refrigerated. Make sure that you lay it out so it's at room temperature. Otherwise they won't roll out without ripping. And we'll do 16 circles. I've actually done a couple of shamrock ones since it is for St. Patrick's Day, but I don't know how much meat we can get into it. So I'll do this. And this is, I think, a 4.5 inch circle. And there we have it. I'll go ahead and finish that up. All right, so I have 6 circles and 2 shamrocks here. I'm not sure how well the shamrocks will turn out. And we will add our filling in each circle till about 1/4 of the edge. And it says you're supposed to use 1/8 of the lamb mixture. I don't think you can get 1/8 mixture on there. I'm going to have some left over. All right, so I have the filling on all of them. Next, I'll put the tops on them. Seal it with a fork. And I am having a hard time reaching around the camera. And then make a little slit on the top. Let's try another one where I don't have to reach so far. And we will put the top on, press it down. And seal with a fork and make a little slit. Then you will egg wash them on the top so they will get nice and brown. And I had to do some crimping and twisting and all that good stuff. Been fighting this all the way. And my shamrock ones weren't even big enough to be able to close completely, so I don't expect them to turn out at all. but they're still kind of cute. Put them in a preheated 400-degree oven for 28 to 30 minutes until golden brown. Alright, so the potatoes are fork tender. We will put them in a bowl and drain the water. So I drain the water out. We'll dump the potatoes back in. Dump the butter over them. I have the crock pot turned down on low. We'll just serve this out of the crock pot. I dumped in the lemon juice, the 3 teaspoons of dill. It's an awful lot of dill. The parsley and the green onions. After I get it all mixed up, we'll go ahead and dish up, and then Dave can do a taste test. So here is our St. Patrick's Day dinner. Here is the lamb and mint hen pie, and here is the Irish potatoes. Let's see what Dave thinks.
What is this?
That is lamb and mint hen pie and Irish potatoes.
Okay. Oops, nice and flaky. It's a really good crust. I like them both.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
To you too.
Recipe deals for easy meals. Please like, subscribe, and share. This is Cooking with Sherry. Until we meet again.